Good day, everyone. We are from K6 Group 2. I'm Jawan, and our topic is inflation. Inflation is defined as a sustained increase in the general price level of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. It is important to study as it helps us to design effective monetary and fiscal policy in managing economic stability. Besides, it impacts our overall economic growth and helps us to understand and navigate the complexity of the economy. The general impact of inflation in Malaysia is diminished consumer purchasing power as the price of services and goods increase. Next, it also reduces the actual value of our saving as well. Last but not least, inflation can also lower down our international competitiveness as the export price and import costs increase.
Alright, let's talk about the impact of the various factors in Malaysia. The inflections have significantly impacted the Malaysia agricultural sectors. The rising global price of the animal feeds, grains, and the disruptions from the Ukraine wars have driven up the cost. This have led to the increased price for the vegetables, fish, and the poultry. The farmers face a higher input costs, making their incomes unpredictable. While some may benefit from higher prices, overall the consumer demands decrease due to the costlier produce. Next, the manufacturing sectors. In 2023, Malaysia's manufacturing sector saw a mixed performance. Capacity utilization fell to the 79.8%, as we see in the graph, with declines in the petroleums and the chemical products, but growth in the non-metallics, minerals, and the metals. Inflations have raised energy and the material costs, reducing the competitiveness and increasing production expenses. Higher fuel price disrupt the logistic, escalating the transportation costs and the inventory holdings expenses, and thus impacting the profitability. Inflation affects the service sectors by increasing the operational costs. Healthcare, education, and transportation service has seen higher costs for the suppliers and wages, leading to more expensive service for consumers. Inflation also changed the consumers' spending behavior, prioritizing the essential services and seeking cheaper alternatives. Employment levels are impacted as the business manage higher costs by reducing staff or slowing the hiring, contributing to the higher unemployment.
Now we talk about specific impact on investment. Inflation creates a risky environment for business by leading to high interest rates and unpredictable costs. This results in significant investment risk to operational challenges. For instance, Malaysia MRT Line 2 project saw material cost surge, causing the budget overruns and delays. Initially estimated at 28 billion ringgit Malaysia, the project required additional fundraising and government restructuring to stay on track. Such disruptions highlight how inflation can impact financial planning, increase borrow expenses, and limit credit availability. This ultimately affecting long-term investment and economic stability.
Next, case studies and data analysis. The effects of inflation on investment in our countries and others. In Malaysia, saw varying rates of inflation from mild to high rates, and the investment choices are influenced by international prices. In India, the country's domestic market offers a degree of protection from gyrations in world prices, while in Brazil, inflation rates is unstable and affects area investments such as agriculture and manufacturing.
Impact on long-term economic growth. How inflation will affect Malaysia in long-term economic growth is from growth mechanism, provisions of resources, and customer confidence. Next, sustained inflation effects on investment climate and economic stability. This uncertainty may discourage investment in long-term projects, and capital flight arise due to the high inflation will discourage investors to stay and move for more stable environment. Next, policy measures to mitigate the negative impact on inflation in long-term growth is about monetary policy, fiscal policy, structural reforms, and the supply side policy.
Here is the conclusion and policy recommendations. As you can see, we have listed out some examples of policy recommendation from our report, which is about general policy recommendation and specific recommendation for investment. Some examples for general policy recommendation are expanding domestic investment and FDI, more infrastructure development, and improvement of foundation skills. On the other hand, specific recommendations for investment have been the example like treasure inflation-protected securities and financial literacy programs. In conclusion, this study analyzed inflation's form, impact on Malaysia's economy, and suggests policy measures to mitigate adverse effects, promoting economic stability and growth. That's all for our presentation. Thanks for your attention.